guys, welcome back to Mindset Momentum. I'm your host, Nevaeh Bay. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you clicked on this video, I'm sure it's for a good reason, because it is actually the Lionsgate portal. Lionsgate portal is opened up, and I think this is a great time to talk about manifestation. This is why I was so drawn to make this video now rather than later, because I wanted to give you guys a quick crash course on manifestation and some tips on how to manifest better and some simple shifts you can do. So if you're interested in that, then keep watching. I do want to clarify that this video is not going to be like super detailed about certain subtopics that I'll be mentioning. I wanted to make this video more digestible for people that are newer to this topic or manifestation. I am looking forward to making videos in the future that are going deeper and more in detail into the subtopics that I'll be talking about though. So if you're really into that, then make sure to click on my channel and stay tuned for what I post, because I'm really excited to talk more about the things that I love. So without further ado, let's get into it. So let's go into what manifestation is. Let's go into it. I'm going to start off with a more psychological perspective. So if you're not super like woo-woo and you just want like the psychological perspective, I'll go over that right now. But then I'm going to be getting into more like woo-woo-ness, which I personally believe in. So if we're breaking it down to the psychological perspective, what you're thinking about goes into your subconscious brain. What you constantly think about gets put into your subconscious brain, and that is the energy you're putting out, and that is the energy you're receiving. So let's say you're thinking about I use this example when I'm talking to other people about it in my personal life. So let's say you're thinking about a red truck. If you have a Pinterest board and you have a bunch of photos of a red truck, let's say a Ford red truck, and you're thinking and consuming videos, pictures, thoughts of this red truck, you are more likely to see a red truck more than you ever have, because that is what you're subconsciously picking up, and that is the energy that you are putting out, and that is the energy that you're receiving. If you're subconsciously thinking about it, you're going to notice it in the world. If you're walking down the street, you're going to see a red truck, because that is what you're thinking. If you weren't thinking about that red truck, or if you had nothing to think about a red truck, you may like observe it, and you may like just subconsciously like realize that it's there, but you're not going to think much about it because you're not going to notice it. And that's kind of be a missed opportunity. And that is kind of the overall idea of what manifestation is. You can manifest a lot more than just seeing things in your 2D world. But if we are talking about manifesting $1 million, that does take more action and less thinking. Hey guys, I'm editing here, and I just wanted to say that what I meant was that you can think, and thinking is super important in manifesting. But if you're thinking about manifesting more higher power things, you're going to need to take action along with it, and action will come naturally when you're manifesting. So don't just take action, you got to actually think as well. So that's what I meant to say. Thank you guys. You can think about $1 million every day, and it's gonna very well happen. You're manifesting it, but you will be putting in the work to do it. So as I'm saying, talking about a psychological standpoint, if you're thinking about $1 million, you're gonna put in work to get $1 million. Like if it's something that you're consuming every single day, you have a vision board up in your room, $1 million. Pinterest board, $1 million. Lock screen, $1 million. You're watching videos of millionaires. All you're surrounded by is millionaires. You're walking by nice houses every day. You are watching videos on millionaires, how to be a millionaire, what a millionaire is like. And if you're visualizing what being a millionaire would feel like to you, and if you're thinking about it from the moment you wake up to go to sleep, chances of being a millionaire are far more than they ever would have been if you never thought about that or consumed that. Not because it just happened, not because it just fell out of the sky. Not because $1 million just fell out of the sky, but because that's something you're consuming, so you're more likely to strive towards that goal and be more motivated and disciplined towards that specific thing. So it's going to take work, and as I said, it's not going to fall from the sky, at least in the psychological standpoint. You're going to be more driven to work towards it. So that is the general idea in more psychological, digestible form. Now I'd like to get into a more detailed, like, woo-woo-ness and how to manifest. So if we're thinking about manifestation in the spiritual sense, which is the sense that I believe in, which is also the sense that has worked for me really well, it is thinking about it's thinking like you're a ball of energy. We're balls of energy, basically. Underneath all this, like, body and skin and hair and clothes, we're balls of energy when it comes down to it. The energy, as I was saying earlier, the energy you're putting out is the energy you're going to be receiving back. So if your energy is saying, also I'd like to say, if you want to visualize you being a ball of energy versus your aura, if you're familiar with auras, you'll know you have the whole auric, like, field and whatnot. Sorry, I have trouble pronouncing that word. You can either visualize it as that, or you can visualize yourself as a ball of energy. I visualize myself as a ball of energy. I do believe in auric fields. I'm gonna show you, I have a book actually that displays what an auric field is. I'm gonna put the picture here and a picture of what it's about and the author, but that is basically what it is. And when your energy is repelling, so repelling energy would be, oh, I can't do this, or why am I deserving of this, or I didn't come from this, so I can't have this, or, oh, like, I'm not pretty enough, or, oh, I'm not handsome enough, my hairline is bad, my eyebrows are falling off, I'm bad at my sport. Those are all repelling energies that you're not gonna have. You're gonna have the receiving energy back. So if your energy is repelling, no good energy is gonna want to flow through you. All the good energy is actually gonna dodge you, because all your opportunities are being missed with your negative mindset. In a lot of ways, negativity has never brought anything good besides more problems. When you're telling yourself let's say before a sports game, if you're saying, oh, I'm not good at this, or I can't make a free throw, then you're not gonna make a free throw. What is a free throw? Okay, I'm gonna put it into a better thing, because I don't know what a free throw is. I just pick up my boyfriend's lingo now and then. So basically, repelling energy is negative talk. If you are manifesting a good run, for example, and you're telling yourself, like, oh, I hate this outfit, I hate my shoes, I suck at running, why am I running, it's 5 a.m., I should be in bed, then chances are you're probably not gonna run. That is repelling energy. If you do run, it's probably gonna be pretty rough. So if that is what repelling energy is, you're not receiving a good run, you're not receiving the fresh air, you're not receiving that morning coffee, that morning hype, you're gonna go back to sleep. You're probably gonna wake up again and feel bad about not going on a run. But if you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, I'm gonna freaking kill this, I love my outfit, it's so beautiful out, let's go, let's do this, let's run, then you're gonna have a good run. You're gonna feel good, you're gonna look good, you're gonna just be totally happy with yourself that you did it. You're gonna be receiving because you manifested that run, you thought yourself into it. And if you're thinking about the run the night before in a positive way, you're way more likely to do it than if you're thinking about it in a negative way. Because the repelling energy of thinking about it in a negative way, all the good energy, all the good sources are just flowing right by you. But if you're thinking about it in a good way and you're constantly thinking about it, all the good energy and all the opportunities are going to come flowing right in. That is the difference between repelling and unrepelling energy is. Now, we're going to talk about the building blocks, because I think this is really important. We're going to talk about knowing what you want. You have to be certain on what you want and know that you're ready to receive it. If you're not ready to receive, let's say $1 million, you're not going to receive $1 million. Because even if you want $1 million, but you don't think you're ready to receive it and you're talking yourself out of it subconsciously, the universe isn't going to give you $1 million because you're not ready. That is also repelling energy. Even if you're thinking about it and if you're being positive, like, oh, when I get $1 million, I'm going to get a pool, I'm going to get a pool table, like stuff like that. Or if you're like, oh, I'm so excited to get $1 million, but you're subconsciously not ready to receive it, then you won't. I had this thing with something else that I wanted really badly, and I felt positive intentions towards it, but I subconsciously felt like I wasn't ready to receive it yet. I still had some work to do, and that is totally okay, and sometimes that is the right way to do things, but I had to do some shadow work. So shadow work is really important in knowing if you're ready to receive what you really want, which is another subtopic I'm going to talk about in a separate video. Number 2, beliefs and mindset. So that kind of plays into thinking like if you're ready to receive it or not. And what I was talking about earlier is that when your energy is repelling, you're gonna get, like, the opportunities are gonna just pass right by you. Same thing with positivity. They're gonna flow right through you. They're gonna flow right through you. If you're positive, you'll receive. If you're negative, you are gonna stay in that loophole. Number 3, visualization. This one is probably the most exciting one and probably my favorite one because I do this literally all the time, and a lot of other people that are successful do this as well all the time. If you look up videos on celebrities talking about manifestation, I promise you this is a tool that has been so helpful to so many successful people in the world, and it will be helpful to you as well. So I want you to visualize the life that you want. So this even goes into the SATS method, the sleeping SATS method. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to be making a video on that soon, or you can also look it up. The general idea is that you're thinking about it to fall asleep. So from the moment you're falling asleep, you're thinking about this and visualizing it. What would it be like if I had this? And you're visualizing it like you already have it. Visualize that life over and over again until you fall asleep. And then when you wake up, that is energy you're be repelling. So, visualization. Visualize it like you already have it. Think about it daily. Have it in your Pinterest board, have a vision board, or have it as your phone screen and lock screen. That is something that will constantly be feeding into your subconscious brain, so you'll be more likely to strive towards those goals. And when you keep consuming this sort of content, which is what I was talking about, the red truck, it will play into even more major goals in your life. If you do want $1 million, you can get it by visualizing. You can't just get something by visualizing, but it is one of the most important tools to manifesting. It is what will get you there. Number 4, affirmations. Affirmations are super important as well. They're sort of like, to me, I think they're as exciting as visualization. I think I'm gonna show you guys this, but I have a reminder on my wall. It says positive affirmations. I made this I made them myself actually at the beginning of when I actually started my positive mindset journey. Like before I was even into all the woo-woo stuff, like affirmations are so important. It's not even just like a woo-woo thing. But yeah, positive affirmations. So talk to yourself like you already have it. Like, oh, I am a millionaire. I am aligned to be a millionaire. I am aligned for success. I am constantly growing. Affirmations like that. And even if you look on Pinterest, you could look up certain affirmations, or even on Google or Safari, and they will show up. And if you repeat those to yourself daily, and if you're thinking about them even when you're not looking at them, like if you're doing a workout, I think that's a really powerful time to think about affirmations and repeat them in your head, is when you're doing something that is bettering yourself. Or if you're listening to music, that is also a really powerful thing. Like when you're walking, listening to music, those are really powerful times to use affirmations. If you're doing steps 1 through 5 so far, you will already be aligned to take at least one small action towards your goals a day, if not more, because you're already aligned to do that. That is your mindset now. That is what you're rewiring to do. So this one's pretty easy, and if you're having a bad day, it's totally okay to take a break. And setbacks are completely normal, and that's okay. You just got to get yourself going again. It is okay. Just keep rolling, keep getting the engines rolling. But yeah, as I said, taking at least 1 or 2 small actions a day that are aligned with your goals. Once you have all these steps done, you'll be on the road to success. You're going to be there. You're going to get what you want. You are aligned to do that. You are meant for success. You are meant for good things. good things are going to happen to you. You are all aligned. After taking all of these 5 steps, I promise you, you will be aligned and you will have some sort of idea of what manifestation is and how to get there and how to get to your goals. And patience and consistency is important as well, but don't overwork yourself. If you're trying to chase like high vibes or high vibrations, it is actually going to be repelling. So do allow yourself to take breaks and do allow yourself to take a breath. That is totally okay. If you don't feel good and there's really nothing you can do about it in that moment, just sit with those feelings. This is also a good way to stay in tune with yourself, is really to sit with your feelings and just allow yourself to feel these emotions. Don't attach to them, but just allow yourself to feel them. Someone really close to me told me something that's really important to remember that has helped me a lot, is don't attach to the emotions, but let them pass through you. Just keep telling yourself, these emotions are just passing through me right now, and that is okay. You don't need to push them away or lock them away. That will actually come out into repelling negative energy. So just take a few minutes, take a breath, and it will all be okay, and you are aligned. If you want a simple daily routine, I can give you some ideas right here. You can start with a journal for 5 minutes a day. Journaling is really helpful, and that also plays into shadow work. Shadow work is really important. Visualize for at least 2 to 5 minutes a day, visualize for at least 10 minutes a day. That might seem like a lot, but visualization doesn't have to be like you're sitting in your bed or you're sitting down just straight thinking. It's just something that you can do even when you're going for a walk. Repeat affirmations. Tell yourself good, positive things like you already have what you want. That is really important, and as I said, do that daily and take one action towards your goals. And reflect before bed. So think about what you want like you already have it before you go to sleep. That is very helpful, and that is the energy you'll be repelling into the next day. Now, I'm going to quickly talk about mistakes people make. So playing into what I said earlier about actually chasing high vibe will turn out to be repelling, that is very true, and that also comes with obsessing over the outcome. Don't obsess over the outcome. If you are super attached to it and you're stressing out about it, that is also going to push it away. You need to trust in the universe and trust in yourself that it is going to happen, because it will happen. There's no other choice besides it will be happening. That also plays into the law of detachment, which is something I'm also going to be talking about in a separate video. Do not compare yourself to others. Never ever compare yourself to others. You are you, they are them. Point blank, period. No comparing. Never do it. Loophole, trap, everything. Waiting instead of acting. If you are constantly doubting yourself, don't ever doubt yourself. You are aligned. You are awesome. You're freaking amazing. You're going to achieve all the goals you want. Never ever doubt yourself. You can doubt yourself. Never ever get into the loophole of doubting yourself. You can doubt in the process. That's a whole different topic, but don't get into the loophole of it. It's okay to not always be 100% certain of something, and that is normal. That is how we are wired as humans. That is how we've developed over the years. That is okay, but just know how to get yourself out of it, and don't be hard on yourself. It is all okay. Manifestation isn't about controlling everything that happens in your life, but it's about becoming intentional and trusting in the universe and trusting in your intuition to guide you towards your goals, and just believing and knowing that you will get towards your goals and the life that you are trying to build. So don't stress out about it. Trust in the universe, trust in your higher power, trust in your higher self, because it's going to happen when you put faith into those things. If this helped you, if this gave you a more clear idea, I'd love for you to check out more of my mindset content that will be linked in the description. I do other stuff talking about mindset shifts, negative reframing, habits, everything like that. I am super obsessed with those topics. I love mindset and all those sort of things. So if you want to see some stuff that I'm passionate about, go check out the link in bio. I also do have a free journaling prompt that will also be linked into the description, and since it's the Lionsgate portal, I'm going to be giving out some more manifesting advice and your own manifesting guide that will lead you to success. That will be linked into the description as well. So if you'd like to go check this out, feel free to go check out my bio. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you stay in touch for the next videos. Bye!